Welcome to Tropes and Tantrums. I'm Amber.
And I'm Danielle. We are just two moms, never without our kids or our Kindles.
Welcome back to Tropes and Tantrums. Hi, Danielle. How are you?
Good. How are you?
You know, we survived January, survived my birthday month, and here we are in February.
It was a long month, honestly.
No,
it really.
It's hard, like, going into, like, the first month of the year and diving right into 31 days.
No, it actually is. And you have to wait like pretty much the entire month for your birthday anyway. So it's like, so it's like, well, it's not even like that you get your birthday like at the beginning or like in the middle. It's like
no,
the whole month.
The third to last day of the month.
Yeah. And it's just a long month. And this month we're getting even long. I mean, we're getting a longer February than we normally do because it's a leap year.
Oh, that's right. That is right.
We have not had a leap year since 2020. So
let's not talk about it.
So it's fine. We're good. We're golden.
Yeah. So how was your January?
My January is long. It was long. I did not confront the mom at dance for anyone that wanted an update because she was sick.
Shocker!
She was sick. She caused all kinds of grief because it was the first competition of this season. She caused all kinds of grief leading up to it. I just literally was like, I think I was the closest to quitting like dance for Charlotte that I've ever been
really?
Because it was just, I don't know why people make things so difficult. Like, take responsibility, take accountability. You're adults.
You're an adult, yeah.
You make a choice. You make a commitment. It was just a lot. It was a lot. But we had the first competition of the season, which was, it couldn't have gone better, I think, for us. We were good. Amber and her whole family came to see her. And
she did so good.
And
she's so cute. Like,
she's
up there.
so cute. And I was dying because I had like my literal like heart was like I was having heart palpitations like all day. And like thankfully she went literally first.
No, literally we sat down, we waited like 10 minutes and then she was out.
Because I was so scared because I was like if I had to wait like for like these other parents like who had to wait like who knows how long, I would have literally like you would have had to like roll me out on a stretcher because I was literally like having heart palpitations. And apparently that never goes away because I was asking other moms if that goes away.
It's her first solo at a competition.
And she's 5.
And that's a big deal. That is a big deal.
Literally by herself on stage at 5 years old. And had never, like, obviously has never been by herself on stage, neither. Same. I mean, I've never been on stage by myself either, but not at 5 years old. And it was one of those things where I think people kind of, like, were like, I can't believe you're putting your kid out, like, at 5 years old. And first of all, she wants this. She loves this.
No, she's born to be a star.
Just so we're all clear. Like, this isn't me forcing her to do anything. But it's one of those things that it's actually so good because it teaches them confidence and it teaches them to like commit to something and to start to kind of build these skills that are lifelong skills. And it's really good at that age if you want them to compete solo-wise long term because they don't have that innate fear that you start to develop as you get older because you start to really overthink things. But she's 5. So she doesn't really so she's not really like, oh my God, like she it's a big deal for her. But like, I don't think it clicks the same way that if it's like an adult who has to like go on stage and like do something by themselves and like speak by, I guess I could say that I speak on stages, so it's like not, I guess it's like not the same, so I think about it, but I just don't dance. But you
talk about something that you're passionate about,
exactly.
Like whether it's this platform or your small business thing that you've got going on and like what you do when you go on your retreats for other people
100%.
To help them with their small businesses. And like that's something you're passionate about, and like she's passionate about dance, and so it's not scary. I'm sure it is scary a tad for her, but like I think she wants to be doing it.
No, and I think it's one of those things that every time she's just going to get better and more and feel more comfortable, because I think the first time is always scary no matter like when you're doing it.
I agree.
But I think that having her do it at a young age where she doesn't feel that that super big stage fright.
Like the lights come on and she's like, no, I'm out.
No, and I think that was the biggest fear is I was like, if she starts like crying up there and because I've seen kids cry, obviously, and that scared me because here's the thing. Did she remember what the hell she was doing the whole time? Absolutely not. I mean, she's 5. Like, she literally was so backwards because where she practices, it's turned around. So mentally,
the stage is different.
It's turned around. So that was one of the things that we were just going to work on for next time. But I was super proud of her. She was super excited to see the kids.
Placed, didn't she?
The way that it works in different, dance, if you're not a dance competition person, it's very confusing even for me doing this now 2 years. But they do not rate you against other dances. What they do is they give you a score, like points, like based on different categories. So you rank based on how many points you get. So there's different like categories. So like the highest level is like diamond in this specific competition. And so then she placed at the second level, which is ruby, which is really amazing for her to do at the first.
And they just question as an outsider. Yeah. They give them points based off like skills that they meet.
Skills, like
during
eye contact, like facials.
Oh, like we saw her eyes 4 times. Here's 4 points.
I guess similar to that. I don't really. Okay. I mean, I'm not. I don't know anything about. I just know that it's different categories based on like entertaining and like showmanship and all these different things. So we're just
I will say watching her up there was so adorable. My kids both were like Charlotte, 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 and I was like, okay, she has to be able to hear the music.
No, and like my niece was freaking out when she saw, like, it was just so cute. I think it's just like, it was just like kind of like that awestruck for like the littles, because Eloise like loves watching her, and so, and it was really
they
cool.
showed up just in time.
Oh my gosh. And I had literally given like, this is the time. I said, I'm not going to talk to you. Show up at this time because she's going on at this time. And the place where they compete is very confusing because there's a back parking lot that he chooses to park in. I don't know why, but he said that I told him it was crowded. No, I said that the freeway was crowded is what I said. But he took that as, I guess, the
whole thing was crowded.
The whole thing was crowded when I literally had just left the house. So he parked in a back parking lot where it's like their overflow parking, but they lock the gates. So the problem is after the school is out, they lock the gates. So if you park back there, you have to go all the way around the building because he thought that the front parking lot was full when it really wasn't because the competition had just started. So it was just a lot of stress.
He sat down and Alex looked over and goes, ooh, ouch, that's going to hurt later.
Well, the fact was I had already known because I had already had a conversation. He had called and I was like, I said, I don't care what you're doing. I said, get your ass in this building. She's about to go on. I said, get your ass in this building now.
I wanted to text you like later that night, but I was like, no, she needs to she's got to prep for the next day. And then I was like, no, let's just I'll wait. No. I'll talk to her about her later.
Nope. And I was back at it again. We had to be back at the venue at 6:15 the next morning.
How did team go?
Team went great. They placed the highest level, the team did, which was
so fun.
Honestly shocking. It was the best routine I've seen the whole year. Because it was
the year just started.
No, but we've been practicing this team dance since August.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
In the time from August to now, this is the best I've seen the dance. Perfect. And also, this was the first time all the people were actually there. Yeah. And it was good. But, I was there literally all day Saturday and literally was like basically incapacitated the rest of the weekend.
I'm in bed about to take a nap. I'm like, enjoy, love you.
No, I literally couldn't even function. And our favorite dance mom decided it was a really solid idea to bring slime into the dressing room with thousands of dollars in costumes and also
oh my God.
Literally got it all over.
So we didn't think it through.
I mean, we
didn't think that idea through.
She didn't think it through to not bring slime, but then she also didn't think it through to show up with her kid not ready also. So, you know what? She was like, slime, yes. Having them ready to compete way down here.
45%.
And then us watching her kid because it's just chaos. It's like absolute chaos. I literally was like, not for me. I was like, I'm done with this. I literally like was like, I can't do this at every competition. I was like, I can't deal with your like chaos.
Because you have to take care of your own kid. You have
Why
to make sure
am I
that
babysitting other people's kids?
Yeah, but like it's your job to make sure that your daughter's hair and makeup is done for the dance properly.
And I'm doing it.
Yep. And then you need to make sure that their costume is on, and then any alterations that need to be made, if like a strap breaks, being able to sew it back on.
I mean, I certainly can't do that.
But there's somebody obviously in the group that can. Yeah. Right. But you have to be able to make those adjustments going, okay, I'll finish your kid's hair and makeup if you can make the alteration.
But they have to come with it done. Correct. That was the thing. And they couldn't even do that.
But they like show up and their kid's not dressed, not ready to go, like nothing. And
it was a nightmare.
And then they dip. No. That's not how we're going to play this game.
It was just not it, you guys. It was frustrating. Rough. And here's the thing. I'm one of those people that like, if you say, hey, I have to go run here, can you watch my kid? Totally fine. I'm responsible. I will take care of your kid. You asked me to. But like, I don't
dump and run and not say a thing. Is that how it went down?
Well, for hours. And then it was like, kid didn't have shoes. So then we were like going to walk across and like kids not wearing shoes. Kids doesn't have a jacket. It's 40 degrees out at 9 a.m. And it was just like sending texts. Hey, where's the jacket? Where's the shoes? And we're like, that's just not the way that I function. And I'm like hyper aware of like where Charlotte is at all times because they're little. They're not like, 9-10 years old where they can be more trusted to walk around. But even so, there's a lot of people there. It's just a very scary thing. You just never know who's very sketchy. They like, you just don't. Sketchy people everywhere. Sketchy people are everywhere. And you can always think that
Danielle's had a rough morning.
It's been a morning. It's been a morning. Well, technically you did because you were like, am I going to be on the phone like for Danielle being kidnapped?
Yep, I thought so.
You're like,
I thought so.
You're like, I'm wearing this.
You're like, I'm going to hang up. And I'm like, the fuck you are?
You were like, absolutely not.
No, you're not.
Yeah, creepy van parked next to me at Walmart
at 7:15 in the morning. What are you doing?
It's Sunday. On a Sunday. Like it's the Lord's Day. Like please don't kidnap me on the Lord's Like wait till Monday. Like at least
till Monday.
I know. And they like left their lights on. They literally parked driver's side to my driver's side. They were still
in an empty parking lot.
In an empty Walmart parking lot this morning. So it was just a very like it was just a lot. And so then I was like, I'm thinking, okay, they're going to be gone by the time I leave. Yeah. And the lights are still on. And I'm like, and thankfully the lights were on because I think I would have been more apt to just risk it.
Yeah.
Had I not seen the lights. And I was like, thank God that they're dumb enough to leave their lights on. But yeah, the Walmart employee walked me out with Amber on the phone. And the guy was sitting there smoking, window down, also like his arm was out the window, like could have like choked me. I don't know. It was like right at like I guess at my level like where you could have done that. But yeah, it was just like, and I don't know the intentions of someone and whatever, but it's not okay. Like I just want men to be more cognizant of the things that they do that. Even if they have no ill will or no ill intentions, like the things that they do that could be perceived as scary for a woman.
Absolutely.
And it's like you're already smaller of a person. You're already like at a disadvantage. It's just a lot. Like it's just a lot to have to worry about.
My favorite thing is when you were like, okay, should I go get a Walmart? I'm like, yeah, go do that. And then she goes, I'll call you back. And I was like, no, you're going to stay on the line with me. And so I'm listening to her talk to the Walmart employee. Like, there's this like, da-da-da-da. And she's like retelling the whole story. And I'm driving on my way to meet her.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like pedal to the metal.
Because you're like.
Within limit, obviously. But I'm like, got to get there just in case. We did like the AirTag check on her car too when we got here.
Nobody followed me, but
it was a wild morning for between 7:15 and 8 a.m.
Like why?
It's too early for this.
And here's the thing, and Amber, like these things happen to me. Like, and it's not because I'm like dumb, but or like
it's
I'm
not just this. It's the Kindle situation.
I regularly look for cameras that I am on some show, that the things that happen
like
to
Ashton
me,
Kutcher's gonna pop out and go, you've been punked.
At any point, every day, there is a moment that I'm like, is this real life? And literally, if anyone could write a memoir about their, like, you can just if you know, you know. If you don't, then we're not going to get into it. We're not talking about it. There's certain things that we keep off the pod for privacy purposes.
It stays in the chat.
But the things that happen to me are sometimes just a little bit off, and I'm just like, and it's been happening my whole life. So like, it's not like it's new stuff.
Yeah.
But like,
it's still funny.
No, it's just ridiculous. If I was a maid of honor in someone's wedding that I had never met before, like, there's just things that happen to me that are so outlandish that unless you're looking me dead in the eyes, you're like, there's no way, and it's real.
No, like yesterday you texted me, Amber, all caps. I'm like leaving golf with my son, and she goes, I go, yes, ... She sends me a picture of both of her Kindles. So earlier in the month, Danielle lost her Kindle, and we thought like the black hole took it.
Because and it was after I had been sick, because I was sick for a solid, I guess we didn't talk about that. I was sick for like a solid week.
We were sick the last time we recorded.
Yes, but
and then I got better. You weren't that sick. You got sick right after competition.
No, I got sick the week before competition.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was I don't know how I'm going to function. It was because someone decided to come to the dance studio with the flu. Not naming any names, but yeah.
If you know who we're talking about,
it's the same person. But it was rough. So I had been in bed for days, honestly. So I had a lot of Kindle time, but I wasn't reading because I literally was in pain and not feeling great.
You'd have your Kindle and then you'd pass out.
Exactly. So it was rough time. So it was gone. And, thought I had turned everything. Thought I had literally turned everything.
She interrogated her children.
I interrogated a lot of people.
And I was taking zero
Eloise slander.
Eloise would never.
I mean, she is a hoarder to the max. She has every purse bag. And she goes to someone else's house. She's picking out everyone. And then she's filling it with random trinkets all the time.
She's my girl.
And then she's bringing it in the car, and then she's doing this. But I knew the Kindle was in my house, but there came a point where I was pretty much like, I'm not going. I knew that I was going to find it as soon as I bought another one. And
she bought it.
I did buy it because I did find out that they're most likely discontinuing the Oasis altogether, which, if you know me, I'm an Oasis girl through and through. It was literally when I got into Kindle life, I had like the tiny Kindle for like a hot minute, and I was like, I can't live this life anymore.
This one or?
No, the smaller one. It was like a couple years, it was like probably like 2000.
Okay, because I have the Paperwhite.
No, it's not the Paperwhite. It's like the garbage one. It's very tiny. It's terrible to read on. And so I had bought the Oasis pretty soon after and have never looked back. But yeah, and found out that they're most likely discontinuing it altogether. I thought they were going to upgrade it. Apparently they're not. They're probably going to they're going to keep like the Scribe as the highest. I don't know why anyone.
I've heard the Scribe is awful.
That's what I've heard.
I saw a review for it on TikTok the other day, and the girl was like, my husband got me this, but I think I'm going to like do a factory reset and send it back because I hate it. She's like, I'm an annotated, like I love to annotate. I love to do this and that.
I wouldn't want to annotate.
And she was like, you can only use the Scribe pen, and it's like, if you lose it, there's no way to like buy a new one.
Oh my God, that would not work for me.
And like, she was like, there were some other things that she really didn't like about it. She's like, and then she's like, and I love my husband. It was so nice of him to get me this since. She said it was like over $400.
Oh yeah, it's super expensive.
And she was like, she's like, it's the size of my iPad. Like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to read on my iPad then. Like,
And I think
I'm just going to buy a different Kindle.
As someone, because you and I are both notebook girlies, despite what you may think, I'm actually a hardcore for notebooks and pen and paper. I love the feeling of pen to paper. I really do. And so I have the Remarkable, which is like the notepad, the digital notepad that you write on, and it actually is the closest feeling, because I think it feels nicer than writing with, because I have an Apple Pencil, the whole nine.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could annotate books on, I wouldn't feel, I love the tabbing. I love the whole thing.
Here's Checkmate, right? In the tabs I've got.
Beautiful and tabbing, by the way.
Thank you.
Stunning tabs.
It reminds me of Lover.
It's very Lover coded.
It's very Lover coded. I wish you guys could see it, but it's
you can.
So pretty. But I annotate in physical books, but when I read on my Kindle, I don't make notes. I just highlight.
Do you
quotes.
Highlight? Okay, I was gonna say.
No. I highlight quotes.
Yeah,
but I don't annotate thoughts of
this man,
panting. You know what I mean? The pinker notes. Let's see. What is furry erotica? Literally, I read that. That's what it says. I picked a random one.
I don't even know. I'm where was that quote in? Where was?
No, it was
I read the same book and I'm what?
She just got her first check from one of the chess competitions. Oh. Sorry if you have not read this book.
You should. It's good.
It's really cute. It's no love theoretically, but it's really cute.
We can't compare them. Don't compare them because it'll never
live up. And then she's like, I'd love to deposit the check to the family account, but I can't think of a believable excuse that won't involve me mentioning chess. Mom, I won the Powerball. I microwaved Darcy's oatmeal for too long and it turned into a diamond. I have a secret writing career in furry erotica.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, wait, what is furry erotica?
Oh, well, it could be so I just learned about this genre.
But I don't make notes like that in
no. But
on my Kindle.
Speaking of furry erotica,
speaking of it.
So apparently I was on TikTok.
Clip that.
Literally. I'm going to. So I had.
Sorry, I keep touching my hair. I cut all my hair off, so now I'm I feel unbalanced.
You're it's not all the way.
No.
So I was on TikTok and this girl was like, here's your starting guide to reading Omegaverse. And I was like, what is that?
What? I've heard bits and pieces of this. What is it?
And this is me. And she was like, well, you can Google it. So I'm not going to go into it because it's just I don't know if TikTok's going to censor me. And I was like, oh, it's like that. Okay.
So what are we talking about?
So apparently this is my very general, what I know it to be. It's basically when someone is in love with a werewolf and so it kind of or some sort of animal being. So it's there's different levels of it, I guess mating and there's all these things. I don't really understand the gist of it because there was
I have so many questions.
There was a chart on Wikipedia and I was just that was very confusing. So the reason that it came up on my FYP, because if people are why is that because that's very telling of who you are, but it's actually not. It's because I think I've been looking for reviews for Ali Hazelwood's new book Bride, which is I guess a very low level into the what they call the Omegaverse of books, because she's in love with a werewolf being, I guess. I don't know. There's a whole thing. I don't specifically subscribe to that, so I don't know if the book is going to be for me or not, but it's getting very good reviews and I have loved almost every Ali Hazelwood book I've read. Speaking of Ali Hazelwood, just not as much as Love Theoretically. So
in my opinion, I don't think she'll ever be able to top it. It was just too good.
But she is coming out with another book in that STEM world. I mean, I don't know if I consider chess wasn't in the STEM world because that's the YA. That was a YA version.
Yeah, it was very YA.
But it was like
it was so cute.
It was so cute.
For some, like, specifically, like, what I've been reading and, like, things like that.
Yeah.
The dark. Yeah. The scary things,
I've been reading
trigger warnings.
Fantasy, so.
Yeah. To, like,
it was a good palate cleanser.
I will agree with that. It was a really good palate cleanser.
And you can't compare it to Love Theoretically. It's a completely different, like, whole different vibe. It's like, do I think it was her second best of the books I've read? Yes. But
I've only read 3. I read Love Hypothesis, Love Theoretically.
I was planning on reading Bride this month, but now I'm like questioning a lot of things.
So what's funny is, so this is Check and Mate.
Yeah.
I'm reading
a book, Checkmate.
No. I'm reading a book though. It's an ARC, Thorns of Malice by Maggie Cole.
Yes.
But I read the first one, which I also received. It's called Seeds of Malice. It's from the Wilted Kingdom duet. And I'll talk about more of the book, but something that they say in the book is like, checkmate.
Oh.
And because they play a game with people in the book.
She always like alludes to these things that like I know are not.
This book I would not recommend to you. Like, well, I not would not even read the slightest.
I saw the cover; it's very dark. There's like a whole section in Target in the book section. It's like I'm like, oh, that's Amber's section. It's like very dark and scary looking. It's not for me.
No, but yeah, no, that's it. And just like they like when they think they've beat the person that they're playing with, they go checkmate.
Oh,
and I think it's
what a juxtaposition.
I'm silly like that. My brain works differently, so I think it's funny.
How was your month?
My month was good. I was very busy this month, minus like outside of my birthday. Like I was still really busy. Dallas started back up with golf.
I love that.
So he has cute. That for the next 15 weeks. I went for
the next 15 weeks.
No, literally, he goes every Saturday, and he has a sleepover with my parents on Friday, and my parents take him on Saturday. It's so nice. Like I love it.
It's like
my parents love to take him, and they
so does
do
he
a whole thing.
Does he do like tournaments, or is it just
no? It's just like it's like fundamental lessons.
That's so cute.
That
I love little kids playing golf. It's my favorite thing. You'll have to send it to me because
I'll send you. I have some videos. It's just like a local golf course that is like trying to revamp themselves. Mm-hmm. And so what they've done is they've created this free lesson, and you basically like sign up, and they have coaches, and they have like high school players that come out and like volunteer and like help with fundamentals of golf. They all have their own golf clubs. They get a golf bag.
That's so cute.
It's adorable. And he loves it. But this is the first time I've gone because my parents are going out of town next weekend. So my mom was like, hey,
you should come.
Like, you should come. And I was like, no. Like, I was planning on it because I want to know. Like, I don't want to show up and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I went yesterday, and it was so cute. But I'm telling you, because I've been in team sports my entire life, I showed up 15 minutes early. My dad rolled up 5 minutes behind me. I'm like, where are we going? And my dad's like, well, Dallas could have told you. And I was like, no, he wanted to wait for you guys. You guys have his golf clubs. He was stressed. Like, it's fine.
Dallas likes routines also.
Oh, yes, he does. So we were like just waiting out front. And so we went back, and then, you know, he got his putter out, and he was like putting with my mom, and he was like having a ball. My dad and I were talking. And I looked down at my watch, and it was like, lesson started at 10:30. It was like 10:37, and they're like, starting. So 1, you're starting late, which not a fan of. 2, you still have parents rolling in at like 10:45. These lessons go from 10:30 to 11:15. It's not that long.
No.
And the nice thing though is they have them grouped by like, so Dallas is in a group from like 3 to like 5-year-olds, so like 3 to 7 or something like that. Yeah. So it's kind of nice. And then they have like older kids, and they are in different groups, right? And like, but this is the time that he's been signed up for. But people are like still rolling up, and I was like, what? No. Like, what are you teaching your kid? Like, I was always taught, like, if you were late,
Yeah, you don't get to play.
Not even that. If you're late, like, you better be running from the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
And you better have, like, for soccer at least, it was like, if you're late, you're not waiting for your mom or your dad to park the car. They're dropping and you're running with a water and a soccer ball, and you better be dressed and ready to run. It's like, that's it.
But okay, so as someone, and this is me self-admitted, I'm saying this because, like, if you know me, you know this is true. I am late 95% of the time. There is one instance that I am never late, and that is to dance. I am early every time, and if I am not, I am stressed out of my mind. And thankfully, I am devil may care about pretty much every other time I go anywhere, because I would be stressed literally 24/7 because I already have a lot of stress, so I don't need more. But I think, again, it's so important to teach your kids to be like, here's the thing. I don't care whose fault it is, kids, parents, whatever. You make the time. I am backtracking. Okay, so we have to be there at this time. We have to leave at this time, because then we have to make time for parking. We have to make time to get out, to walk, whatever. And I think it's so important that we as parents emphasize the importance of that, despite me ending up as a very late person in my life. In terms of dance, I want her to know that I respect her and that we pay money to do this, and it's important to us, and it's important to the other kids in the class that you're not walking in late, but I think it's so important because it's also respecting other people's time. You're not just like coming and like disrupting things.
Exactly. So I looked at my dad and I was like, granted, I don't know where all of these people live, but like, I know that I live 35 minutes from where the golf course is. So I knew, I was like, oh, I'll leave at like 9:45. Like, that'll give me enough time to like get there and still like be a few minutes early.
You do the mom thing and you're like, okay, if I have to be there, I have to take a shower at this time. I have to
you start doing mom math. Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I gotta like get dressed and get the kids dressed.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so I'll leave about 9:45. Well, I got done getting ready like a little bit early, and I like, because I had to like knock out morning work. I had to do that before I could even like leave the house, because I have like a routine that I have to, for Saturday, and I have certain emails that have to go out on Saturday and stuff like that. So I was like, I have to get that done before we leave. I have to make sure that like XYZ is done before I leave. And then it was like 9:30 and Dallas is like amped, and he's like, I'm ready. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna go. Like, we're gonna be extra early. Who cares? Like, this allows time for like, Dallas has to go potty. If Dallas has to go potty before, whatever, there's an accident on the freeway, a road is closed somewhere. Like, this gives me a lot of time. Fine. That's fine. So we got in the car.
And there's always something that happens.
There's always something. But I told my dad, I was like, I don't know where all these people live, but like, I live 35 minutes away and I was still 20 minutes early.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't understand. Like, I don't care how old your kid is. It's important to teach them, like, no, we have to leave by this time.
And if your kids are younger, that's your responsibility, because here's the thing. If you have toddlers, you know what I'm going to say. Getting toddlers out of the house is an Olympic sport. It's an Olympic sport, because if you can do it in the allotted amount of time, nobody's got shoes. Nobody knows where their shoes are. Nobody knows where this is. They're taking 5 things in the car with them, and you're like, where's my water? Where's this? Yeah. It's a lot.
No, we'll get in the car and both of the kids will be like, "Oh, I forgot my water." I'm like, "That was your responsibility. Yeah. You wanted your water. You wanted your water. You should have grabbed it. You know the routine. Like, like, hey, we're getting in the car. If you want your water, grab it. You want a snack, grab it. Like, we're going."
No, I tell Shar, like, because Shar wants water at dance. That's great. Your water bottle needs to be with you.
I will make your water and I will set it where you know what it is, and I'll go, "Hey, look. Here's your water. Set it down."
Literally, and she keeps it. I'm like, keep the freaking bottle in the car, because you could fill it up at the studio, because I don't want to. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. And then she's like, well, there's no ice there. I go, well, that's a personal choice, because you can fill it up when we're at home, but like, it's always in the car because you can't remember to take it out.
At some point, though, we have to start teaching our kids responsibility, and they have to take responsibility of their own thing. So like, especially like in an athlete's sense, like, oh, you wanted water? You could have asked me to make you your water. and 2, but then now it's your responsibility to make sure you grab it.
I just remember like when I'd forget like my cleats or something for something, Mom would be like, well, that was
a choice.
She's like, I'm not going home to pick it up. Or like you forgot your like glove. Well, then you should have like had someone, you should have thought about it. Yep. And it was like, those were just fundamental things that like you knew that if you did that, you were screwed. Yep. Like on game, like if it was the day of a game, oh my God, you just didn't like, you didn't fuck with that because you knew your parents were like not gonna, they're like, well, that was a choice. Like you made that, you did that. That was,
and I mean, I feel like that's also like the generation we grew up in, and like, but that aside though, like we should still be teaching our kids responsibility and take ownership of their things.
And I think that that's important for us as parents to continue, because it's not a bad thing that our parents made us take responsibility for our things, because we only did it one time, or
it only took one time, and because we should have taken one time.
But like we weren't like. And then we were scared. We were like, oh my God, you can never do this again.
I want to participate. I have to practice. I have to do this. I have to do that. And it's like, well, if you don't do that, then guess 100%. You can't. I had a coach ground me.
You were like.
I was like, I didn't get a project done in time. And my mom's like, call your coach. Let him know that you're not going to practice because you didn't finish a project that was supposed to be done by now. So I called him and he's like, I don't want to see you until the project's done. And when you come see me, I want the grade. That was rough.
Or you're running laps. Or you're
running. I was a runner, so that was
torture for me. Thank you. Or doing suicides. Get out of here. No,
that was never punishment for me.
I couldn't. It was punishment for me. Trust me. I am not the sports I was playing. I mean, there was
my goal since I've turned 30, and I think this year I'm going to start tackling it more. Is run my first full marathon.
That's amazing.
By the time I'm 40. So I have 8 years because I just turned 32. So that's exciting for me. I have run a half. I ran in at Disneyland, which was an experience in itself.
I mean, I've heard.
But I am really, this year I've decided I'm going to be like taking back my health and focus a lot more on like my body and like getting it healthy. In a sense. So that's important to me. But yeah, that's one of my goals. So look out.
I mean, catch us in 8 years when we're talking about that.
We're going to start small.
But
we'll get there.
You start wherever. And then.
I mean, I'm in the gym 3 days a week.
I was going to say, you're already like there. So
I just got to get back into it. Anyway, so the rest of my January. Back to the topic that is at hand.
This might be 2 episodes, just to let everyone know.
I saw Mean Girls.
The movie musical?
Yeah, which I didn't know it was a musical until
because
like a week before I was supposed to go see it.
Because they didn't advertise it because they didn't want people to not come.
Yeah, no, but so I went in with like 0. Like the limit did not exist for the expectations that I had, right? I was just like, it's Mean Girls, whatever, like I'll just go. I went with my mom, one of her coworkers, and my little sister, and it was so much. We went with Kristen, and it was blew me away. It was actually really cute.
You were the only person I think that's like.
I don't care. I don't care.
Mean, in case you wanted to see it, Amber loved it.
I loved it. I thought it was. I'm also a musical girly. Like
so am I.
I love musicals. And I think for what it was, it was great.
Yeah.
Do I need to rush out and see it again? Absolutely not. Will I be...
I love a movie musical, honestly. Well, so...
Am I in any rush, like it becomes on a streaming? Am I in any rush to rewatch it? No. But like for what it was, loved it.
So
Renee Rapp.
She's amazing.
Queen.
So... She would be one of the only reasons I would go and see it because, so I actually saw, because huge Mean Girls girly, like till I die, but I saw the actual musical when it toured here.
Oh, you did? And she was...
No, she was not in it because she was only in it on Broadway. Pre-COVID. And so when my cousin and I went, because both big Mean Girls girlies, and I had a really shitty week, and so I was like, I'm just gonna buy tickets and we're just gonna go because I just need whatever. I just need an escape, and I love musicals, and it was not great. Like, it was okay. And so I think for me, like, that's stuck in my head is I'm like, I just didn't enjoy the musical. And I think it was honestly the casting of the tour was not it.
Okay.
But one of the reasons I would go is for Renee Rapp specifically only because I think she's
like, just go in with no expectation.
I think that's
and which is what I did. Like, literally, I looked at my mom and I said the limit did not exist for my expectation, and I was genuinely surprised.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed it. I laughed. I cackled. Connie Boy is in it.
We got to get our fix of him somewhere because we're now waiting till God knows when.
It was just go. Like, honestly,
maybe I will. Maybe I will go. Maybe I'll go by myself. Who knows? We'll see.
Take yourself on a date.
I'm gonna take myself on a date.
But it was cute. Like, honestly.
Well, that makes you're
just like go in with no expectation and just go see it.
Just go.
So yeah, I saw that and that was a lot of fun. And then the final movie in the After series finally came out on Netflix. I watched it. Actually, I watched all of them and then I
haven't watched in years.
No, that is one I will go to my grave with of. Like, I will take no slander.
I read them on Wattpad, for God's sake. Like,
I own the box set.
That's amazing.
One of my friends is borrowing it right now, and she's reading them.
No, I literally read them on Wattpad.
That's sick. So funny.
I'm not aging myself at all.
Neither am I. Don't worry about it. But I actually like. I love the books.
No, I love the books too.
I think they're great. I think you want to talk about a toxic relationship, it's Tessa and Hardin. Hands down. But like the movies, just like they don't hit, but that's what makes them so good.
You're like, they're not there, but it's
how many times
the first one wasn't horrible.
No, actually the first one is probably my favorite.
No,
because they stayed on course with like what happened, right?
Yeah.
In the book. If you've read the book, then you know what I'm talking about. And if you've seen the movie, then you know what I'm talking about. But like, I can't get behind in the movies is the constant changing who is playing the dad, who is playing his stepmom, who's playing his stepbrother and her best friend, like who's playing who turns out to be his biological dad and his wife. Like, they keep changing who these people are playing, and it like drives me insane.
I think that's a lot of trauma for us, like kids in like the 2000s and 90s, because like whenever it was like the second one after like the big like or like whatever, and then they would change and you'd be like,
you're like, no.
Like in Halloween Town when they went to Halloween High and it was Sarah Paxton, and you're like,
no.
Where is she? Where is Marnie? Because that's not her.
That's not Marnie.
And no, I think I have a lot of trauma from like things like
that, and then like all the Bring It On franchise,
gosh.
And like how they keep like no. Okay, we
they did that in George of the Jungle too.
Yes.
Everyone's like, what?
Yeah. Where's Brendan Fraser?
No, literally, because they couldn't afford him.
No, literally. So like that's one thing like I had trauma with, but like so good.
I mean,
I was very disappointed in the last movie. I wanted more, and I think it could have gone for like another hour. But you know, I'm not the one funding the movie, so I don't really get to say. So
you're like, I can't afford to pay you,
like, but you could have done more.
Someone should have.
I will say the third book is my favorite. It's the longest book. I just think there was a missed opportunity in the movies of like a lot of the learning and emotional trauma that went on between those two that we could have gotten more out of the movies again. But again, I'm not funding. So
if she was,
I don't get to
it'd
say.
Be different. So when Amber decides to fund the remakes of these movies,
I'll let you know.
Things will be different.
We'll ask for opinions and thoughts. We'll start a GoFundMe. No, but seriously though, if you haven't read the After series, highly recommend. I highly recommend reading it rather than watching the movies, because you're gonna miss so much content. And the books are just phenomenal.
They really are. I mean, but.
Yeah. And then I don't know if I'm the last person on the planet to watch 365.
What?
Apparently, I'm not the last person on this planet.
What is
that? It's 365. It's a mafia romance. Go figure, right? On Netflix.
I rewatch the same shit.
No, so you do. You have your comfort stuff.
I don't.
So someone had told me about 365, like, when it first came out, right? And I was like, oh, whatever, like, blah, blah, blah. I watched the trailer, and it looked dubbed, where it's like...
yes.
They're speaking a foreign language, but, like, English is over it. And so their mouths aren't matching the words that are being said.
Oh, I can't stand that.
And neither can I. So I was like, no, this isn't for me. I've only heard great things, right? Then the main guy in 365 was then on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. When they were in Milan for Dolce & Gabbana.
Okay.
And they were trying to hook Chloe up with him.
Okay.
It was like a whole bit. Anyway, so I heard about it again, blah, blah, blah. Well, I hosted book club in January. Mm-hmm. And the girls were talking about it. And I was like... They're like, I'm shocked that you haven't watched it. And I said, okay, but here's the thing. Like, it's dubbed, and that's not my thing.
Yeah.
Like, I can't watch dubbed things. Like, it drives me insane.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you talking about? It's in English.
Stop.
And I was like, no, but like, and they're like, no, it's in English. And I was like, okay, fine. So the other day, it was Wednesday. We don't have school on Wednesday. So I'm cleaning my kitchen. I put my headphones on, pop up my Kindle, not my Kindle, my iPad, and I turn on 365. Let me tell you, my kitchen did not get clean. I was totally engrossed. It was like, and if you have seen it, then you kind of know what I'm talking about, but like, it was like watching my favorite mafia books come to life.
So... I just don't know if maybe that's not for me.
He like kidnaps her.
Oh my God. Okay. No,
it's like you have to live here for 365 days, and if by the end of that year you're not in love with me, I'll let you go.
So it's like Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
I'll just watch Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Like, there's kidnapping in that too. It's just like different. It's just like different, like very.
So,
like,
but it was. I've watched the first one, the second one. I stopped watching the third one. I've just been a little busy.
Oh my gosh!
But
apparently, I'm the only person who hasn't seen this. But
I don't think you would like it.
No, I just said I would watch Beauty and the Beast.
But anyway. Yeah, so I think I'm the last person. I thought I was the last person on the planet and late to the game, but apparently I'm not.
Hey, you know what? I was the person that had told her that Christina Lauren was two people.
Yeah, we're blowing each other's minds over here today.
Yeah.
And then my birthday.
Yes.
So my parents took me to dinner. We went to dinner at Nello's. Oh, so good. And then you're looking at me like you've never had Nello's before.
I don't think I have. I was thinking about it, and I don't think I have. What is it?
It's a pizza place, and it's so
It sounds
good.
Familiar, but I'm very particular about my pizza, so it's probably...
It's Chicago-style pizza.
Oh, then I would not like it.
No, yeah, because you're a New York girlie.
Yeah, I'm not. No. There's a Chicago pizza place that everyone like raved about, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. And like Vance and I had it, and we're like disgusted. I won't slander the name of the place on here, but it was absolutely repulsive and probably the worst pizza I've ever eaten in my life. And maybe just like bad pizza, but like also because it was Chicago style. So like,
yeah,
not me.
Okay, well, I love Nello's, and it's delicious. And I got my Shirley Temple and everything, and I was like very happy.
You were like, I'm living my life right now.
And so then we had that, and then Saturday, Alex surprised me and took me to dinner, and then took me to the Cody Johnson concert.
Which is so fun.
So fun. And I mean, the funny thing is the last time him and I saw Cody Johnson in concert, I was hiding my pregnancy with Dallas. So like we got invited to this concert with a bunch of our friends. I was like fresh pregnant, like recently had just found out, wasn't telling anybody.
That's like the worst time, because then you're like, I like really have to like keep my like SHIT together.
Yeah. And so that was a lot of fun. And the time before that I saw Cody Johnson, I was blackout at a bar. So
you're like just 3 very different
experiences. Very different. But so that was a lot of fun.
At least it doesn't get boring because it's like
it's all interesting
experience.
So that was fun. And then the following day, the new mom book club I joined, we met for brunch, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We read a really fun hockey book that I'll talk about and when we talk about our books and stuff like that. But we sat and had mimosas, and I was tired AF.
But you're there.
Yeah, I mean, because we got home super late the night before. Actually, we left at like 10:30ish, I think, and because I was like, you want to go home and watch Reacher and make out? And he was like, yeah. And I was like,
you're like, cool. Okay.
Like, we're done. So we went home and sent my mom home and watched Reacher and made out.
And that was it.
Perfect.
You're like, it was a great birthday.
And then so the next day I got up and I went to brunch and had a blast. We had mimosas. We played this new, like, it's like Cards Against Humanities, but with like romance book stuff.
Oh.
It was a lot of fun. The cards, we sat there for a while. And the cards weren't all hitting the way we wanted them to, but I mean, it is what it is.
It's fine.
But it was a blast, and I can't wait. We've already picked our new book, and can't wait to do all this stuff. And it was a good month. And then we found out that Charlie needs glasses,
which is a surprise.
That was a journey of adult 24 hours. So we went in for a wellness check.
Yeah.
They use this contraption phone picture thing, and they take a picture of your eyes and they let you know, see how your eyes are developing. Well, both times her right eye failed. What?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's like when you're in the hospital and they do the hearing test and they say your kid fails and you're like, she's just born.
What do you mean?
Expecting after 12 hours for her to know how to hear?
No, literally. So
don't get me started about that because it happened with Eloise and I was like, I can't do this life. I can't do this life anymore.
What's funny is my mom was there for both my kids' hearing tests, and that was hysterical. For both of them, it was funny. Anyway, so the doctor, her pediatrician, was just basically like, "Hey, I think that you guys should go see a pediatrics ophthalmologist and get her eyes checked and blah 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 blah." So we get there. So I make an appointment. We're there. We go into the exam room. If you know Charlie, Charlie is very independent. And if she wants your help, she's going to tell you.
She's there. She is going to do her thing.
Danielle and I have decided that both Eloise and Charlie are both born coming out with the mantra of challenge accepted.
Yes.
End of story.
And they're going to do them. They're going to do them at any cost. And Absolutely. Then if they would like assistance, they'll tell you. But if they do not want assistance, they will also tell you.
Yeah. And you better not touch them.
No.
So she gets up in the exam chair and the nurse is talking to me. She's like, "So what brings you in today, Mom? Blah, 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 blah." I tell her all the things. She's like, "Okay, well, we're just going to, can you grab Charlie and we're going to, because I have to dilate her eyes."
You're like, I was like, grab Charlie.
I was like, okay. So I took my crossbody off and I put my stuff down. And
that's risky business.
I stood up and I looked at Charlie and I said, "Hey girl, can mommy sit with you?" And she's like, "No, thank you." And I was like, "Okay, so do you want to come sit with Mom?" No, thank you. I'm like, "Okay, so go ahead." And she's like, "No, she's too, you probably should help me out a little bit." And I was like, I looked this woman in the eye and I was like,
I cannot.
My daughter just told you that I'm not going anywhere near her. So you will just go ahead and do what you need to do. And if she needs me, she'll let me know. And she's like, "No, you don't think you understand. I'm dilating her eyes. This is not going to feel great for her eyes. She's going to move her head, jerk." And I was like, "You're going to be genuinely surprised. Go ahead." I had full faith. So the lady was like, "I'm telling you if she needs help,
but doesn't she?
I will.
Let me just pause. This is a pediatric ophthalmologist. Like, they see kids all the time. Like, this is like, are there not kids like this? Like, because like,
there's not. Just wait.
Oh,
so she goes, okay, Charlie, I'm gonna lay the chair back, and Charlie grabs onto the armrest and goes, okay. So she leans back. She's laying there. She's got her arms still on the armrest. I'm close
because you're like I gotta grab.
Yeah, you gotta grab. I'm just gonna grab her arms. So I'm prepared, right? Mm-hmm. Because I didn't want to like freak out the nurse too much.
Yeah.
And so she like lays there. She's like, okay, Charlie, I'm going to put like a little drop in your eye. And so Charlie goes, okay. And she's like laying there. The lady like puts her hand on her head, does the drop, doesn't even flinch. She's like, okay, Charlie, I'm going to do your other eye. Does the drop, doesn't even flinch. She's like, okay, I have to do one more back in the first eye. She's like, okay, does it. Same thing, does it. Didn't even flinch. And she goes, 10 minutes ago, I almost got clocked in the face by an 8-year-old. And this 2-year-old just took it like it was nothing. And I was like, first off, could not be me. Could not be me. No, I hate eye drops. I hate all of that stuff.
But I knew you were going to say that. Like, I knew, like, because...
This child is built different.
She told you she didn't want me there. Yeah. Because she's going to do this on her own. It was the same way. Like, she doesn't want my assistance.
I took her to the dentist. And Dallas, I do the kids at the same time. Like, we do the dentist together, so I don't have to go 2 different times. We went to the dentist. Dallas is at the age now where they have to start taking x-rays of his teeth and his mouth and stuff like that. Charlie sits there and is, like, watching Dallas do it. The nurse is like, hey, we're done, whatever. He hops down. She jumps up in that chair.
Like, she's ready.
And the lady turned around and goes, oh, no, she's too young to do this. And Charlie goes, my turn. And I go, good luck. You tell her that she has to get down. And she's like, well, I guess I could try. And I was like, I mean, she'd probably take it better than my son. And Charlie sat there the whole time for x-rays like it was no big deal.
Charlie is...
I was so proud of her.
She came to the dance competition. And she's just there. And she lets everyone know.
Vance's attention so bad.
She's just there. And she, like, wants everyone to know she's there. Yep. And it's amazing. And everybody knows her name within minutes because she has made herself. Charlotte's dance teacher, Charlotte Elwies' dance teacher, was like, knew Charlie, like, afterwards. Because, like, Charlie's just there. And she's there. And she's going to let you know. She is not going to be the youngest person there. She's going to make sure that you know that she is.
She is the youngest person there, but she will be the most vocal person
No,
there.
She will not. No, it's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, she is going to make her presence very known. And it is,
in the best way.
In the best way. No, she's
or
not.
Like that. She's just so adorable.
She's so sweet. She's so cute. And you, like, can't help but, like, just, like, want to squeeze her.
Oh, just wait till you see her with her glasses.
Stop.
Just wait. You think she's cute now? Whole new ball game.
Is she gonna? Do you feel comfortable that she's, like, gonna keep them on and everything?
Yeah. So we went. So the doctor came in and we got her eyes checked or whatever, and she's like, okay, yeah. So she doesn't use her right eye, and I was like, oh.
And how would, like, one know that? Like, you just, like, don't know that. Like it's one of those parent things.
I texted you, and I was like, laying down, going to bed, like, reading for the first time today. Have been having anxiety attacks all day. So I know as my full brain that this is out of my control. I could have never known this, right? Yeah, my irrational
mom brain,
anxiety brain that I have is like, this is all your fault. Like, you should have known this was going on.
Yeah,
that's not real life. But that's what spun me. And so it was a really rough 24 hours. But we took her and she got fitted for new glasses. So basically, your eyes work together to form the picture in front of you.
Yeah.
So her right eye isn't working with her left eye to form the picture.
Okay.
Properly. Because she's in her right eye, she's nearsighted and has astigmatism.
Okay.
And her left eye is near perfect.
Okay. So her left eye is working
overtime.
Yeah.
So we took her and I was like, we're doing this immediately. Like, we got to get her, like, let's fix the problem.
Yeah.
So this girl can see properly. So we took her and we got her fitted for glasses, and so they should be here in the next 7 to 10 business days. But she looks so cute. But she was running around the store wearing the test pair.
Oh, okay. So but
she wears sunglasses all the time.
Yeah,
and
she's like fully all about
I wear like I have my glasses, but like I don't wear them. Like, I don't wear them when I do this.
Yeah.
But, like, I wear them daily.
Yeah.
Alex has worn glasses and contacts since he was a kid.
Yeah.
So, this, like, it is what it is. But we go back in 3 months, and if there's no progress with her right eye, we'll have to, like, patch her left eye. So, her right eye will start to work.
Yeah.
So, it's been a whirlwind.
And that was just recently, you guys.
That was just January.
You're like, and now it's February.
Yay, new month.
Yay, we made
Alex's birthday month. It's Alex's birthday this month. So
you get to spoil him.
Yeah. Fun fact, the day I was born, Alex's mom was having his baby shower.
Oh, that's right. That's the coolest thing.
Yeah, she was like, when we first started dating, she was like showing me pictures. And she was like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant here. And like, this was Alex's baby shower. And she was like showing me all this stuff. And she was in this process when we first started dating, like she was like cleaning stuff out. So she had all this stuff out, right? It's not like she went looking for it by any means. But I was like looking at the photograph, and back in the day,
with the date,
you printed your photos and they had the date put in the bottom. And I was like, oh, how funny. That's my birthday. And she goes, that's crazy. I was like, yeah. So I was being born and you were celebrating your son.
That's crazy.
And he was born like 3 weeks later.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. That's
and then this month, actually, we'll also be together for 6 years.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Time. It's wild.
Time. Just
flying
by. But yeah, so should we actually after we've recapped our lives of January, should we get into what we've read in the month of January?
I think so. Should we split the episode since this one is an hour?
I don't care.
All right. Well, so
it's up to you.
Yeah, we'll split it.
Okay.
Because then I'll just cut it here, and then we'll just have a new episode. You'll get both. Like, they'll both come up the same day because I'm unhinged like that. But yeah, so thanks for listening to our January update of our lives.
It was a crazy long month, and it was fun. Oh, and Danielle got me this sweatshirt.
I did for her birthday.
It has all my favorite books on it.
And she said to like wait until the pod, but like I couldn't wait until the pod.
She's like, it's already been restraint enough for me to.
I know, because I had ordered it so long ago.
I actually got a lot of book stuff for my birthday.
Well, I mean,
my sister got me a Briar University hockey sweatshirt.
That's so
from
cute.
off campus with Graham's number and name on the back.
Stop.
She got me my new Kindle stand. It's like a magnet.
Now you have stickers on your Kindle.
Oh, don't worry, more are coming. Alex got me the concert tickets, obviously, and then the clear case to go with my Kindle. And then, my mom got me a Kate Spade purse.
Oh, that's right.
Then my friend made me a cake for book club.
Oh, that's sweet.
And got me a Run Little Mouse shirt for hunting Adeline for my birthday.
That tracks.
And then I bought myself a Barrington University
that's right.
We Vow, You Vow. Yeah. I Vow, You Vow, We Vow sweatshirt. I got a lot of book stuff. I was like really excited.
Birthday.
It really was. Very was. We speak English over here.
We do. For a whole hour. So if you expected anything book-wise...
in this episode,
you didn't...
You had to wait an hour and 2 minutes till you got it.
Well, you got like little weird like snippets of things like here and there, like that just like came out of nowhere. But definitely catch the next episode in which we will wrap up January from the beginning.
From the books. Of the books. Time.
Not our lives. But like, it's unhinged. So it's like fun. This is fun for everyone.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in today to Tropes and Tantrums. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram. And don't forget, happy reading.